Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland. And as you can see, once again it's snowed here in these wild glens. And today I've just kind of come up, right now I'm at the foot of like Glen Clover, just on the road up towards Cortahay. And I'm kind of limited as to where I can go on adventures today because there's just so much snow everywhere. But I was just thinking I might head up the Glen Moy direction, maybe revisit one or two of the little farm crofts that I was at in the summer. And sometimes when you go places in the winter, everything's got a different character and the adventure's totally different. It's often cool just having a fresh adventure. Even if you've been somewhere before, you can often see things or find things that you never noticed the last time. And I just love landscapes like this. There's fresh trees obviously been taken out of this area recently, and this whole hill here has been felled all the way in. This used to be a mad forest, but today we've got a little bit of sunshine. The snow's actually gone off, and that's how I thought I would use this opportunity to go out on a wee adventure, see what we see. So let's get into this one, folks. So here we are, folks. We can see Early Monument in the distance on the faraway hill, and just check out this incredible snowy scene out here. Wow, in Scotland we actually get snow. I've seen it all the way into like April and stuff. We've had snow before. What a cool spot this is, folks. This is the old little farmhouse here. There's a fair breeze coming round this corner actually. Check this out. Because it's the winter, well, early spring, the shadow's at a low angle here, and the sun never gets high in the sky here in Scotland in the winter period. Check this out, folks, it's the old farmhouse. Look, it's actually cracking open now. Can buildings like this degrade and decay every year, and that's how it's cool often to document the history at a certain time before it's gone forever. All these houses and farms that I visit are in different conditions. They all tell a different story of history in these wee Scottish glens. Just check this out, there's a wee building here. It's been like some sort of porch. Yeah, the last time we came here, I'm sure it was like the height of summer. Places like this are often so overgrown that you can't actually see every detail of history. That's how it's cool to come back in the winter. I just saw a wee rabbit running under that bit of sheeting there. Yeah, one thing today though, the snow is probably covering some history that we might miss. But it's always worth the adventure. Just check this out, all conditions, folks. We're out here on these adventures, documenting history. Again, before it's gone forever. Look at that, it's heading upstairs there with the fireplace. And then downstairs we can see it's a farmhouse from an ancient time, because beside the fire is a little salt box. And basically that was where they used to keep their salt from getting damp or wet, because back in those days they used to cure their meat with salt so it lasted through the cold long winters, when obviously fresh food wasn't as available out here on the hill, out in the glen. Wow, this is absolutely mad here, folks. You can see the remains of the old lath there in the plaster. It's crazy to imagine the history of a farm like this and think of the conversations that might have been had in these rooms. They may have been discussing the farm business or the goings on in the glen at that time. And it's so interesting to imagine stuff like that as we explore. This is one of these cool little farms. It's got a water wheel, I'm sure, around the corner here. This must have been the kind of back area of the farmhouse. Yeah, the wee rabbit that I saw ran underneath there. It's a little rabbit house. Just check that out for a scene of abandoned history right there, folks. It's like a scene from a postcard. Just the beautiful landscape and the old abandoned history within it. And I can actually hear the water running ferociously down at this water wheel. This has been one of their sheds. Whoa, there's a bird. Didn't even see what type of bird. It was some sort of hill bird with a long beak. Yeah, look at the old hinges and stuff here. There's been some massive old doors on a building like this. Because of the sunshine, the water's just dripping off stuff. At this time of year, it often goes, it's like 1 degree Celsius right now, but at night it can be like -10 or more. So everything freezes, and during the day it thaws out. Oh, I love seeing these wee rooms and just imagining what may have been in them. Big chunks of the wall line here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a pretty big farm. It must have been a big farm of its time. Look at this lintel stone above the door as well. A couple of the stones are still just resting on there by some chance. Yeah, it's cool off and exploring in the snow, like, it's just mad. Like, some people enjoy going walking up the glens over the hills, but I prefer it if I can see some abandoned history along the way, just to add to the beauty of the land, folks. Here's the Waterwheel pit here, which would have been an enclosed shed originally. Wow, it sounds like there's a fair flow of water going down there. So an interesting detail of the history here, folks, with this Waterwheel pit. I believe I've learnt more about this since the last time I was here, actually. I've learnt more about the Waterwheel side of things. And as you can see, the water's been coming in here from a higher up lane. And the water would have probably been feeding the top of the wheel, I believe. Potentially. But often with this sort of one, it was falling down in and then turning the wheel like that, and then the mechanism went into the shed there, which would have been the mill shed of the farm. So crazy to see that, and just think of the churning madness that was in here. Some water wheels, the water came from underneath and powered it and turned it. Other ones, the water came right over the top and turned it down at this side of it. And then other ones, the water dropped in at the back and turned it that way. So there was like 3 different types of water wheel. And I've actually got illustrations of that, which I'll include right now on the video, folks. I love little spots like this within the abandoned history. Telling a little story of the farming history, folks. Climbing out in any of these madnesses. Wow, let's continue this mission onwards. It's cool to keep that history of like water wheels and stuff alive as well. Every farm had a source of power like that for turning their mill. Yeah, this is crazy. The mill's still here. So this is often what these mills were turning. Look at this. This is some of the remains where they would have had the bag. The bag would have clipped onto these hooks here, and they would have filled that, the freshly milled grain or flour, whatever it was. You can see this one's got a large wide chute. And look at that. These have got 2 other separate mechanical chutes right there. And there's the whole mill assembly. Obviously, because of these wild conditions above my head here, because of the extra weight of the snow, it's extremely dangerous. I can see remains of a wee light there. Whoa, the velcro on my coat there's popping. I need to climb through this safely here, folks. Wow, once again the adventure's real. If anybody does visit these places, I would strongly advise them not to come in. That's the reason I'm documenting this history, so you don't have to try and climb in. But it's so cool to see what's left, what remains of a time gone by in ancient I've said it already, ancient farming history. Little nuggets like this. One day they were just abandoned and the land will have been taken on from probably farmers in the nearby area. A lot of the ground gets taken on by them, and then the old buildings just get left and end up as ruins. The old way of life with the water wheel and stuff, it's just almost lost and forgotten. To imagine the way the water would have been flowing in and the ferociousness of it all just turning, and the noise at a farm like this must have been amazing. And I can see actually this building that we were just inside, half of it's still got its incredible original stone roof, and it's like stone slabs, and that's how the roofs fall down. There's so much weight up there sitting on the wood. When it rots out, it finally just drops away. Yeah, so last time I was here, this was just too overgrown to even walk, but now I'm here, I can actually see this has been like a bit of a farmyard here, and there's actually stones leading around the edge, almost a bit like a curve, right up that way there. Wow, the view looking down that valley is just absolutely breathtaking. There's low misty clouds just rolling through the trees and the lower lands. There's an old fridge lying there. Yeah, this must be the other side of these sheds that we looked in. You can imagine a farmyard like this, maybe with the chickens and stuff running about, or the noise of the pigs and the sheep, the cows, all just gone now. It's so peaceful in these glens though, you literally just hear no sounds at all, hardly. Here's a slightly more modern piece of equipment. It's maybe been left or stored in here. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Yeah, some sort of plough device. Yeah, these old lintels, it looks like it wouldn't take much for them to fall down. You can see the old construction. It's like it does have mortar, but it's just the stones off the hill. They always just constructed things back in those days with like the stuff that they had lying about. You can see they used the finer sandstone round the doors and round the windows, and then everything else was just that rough finish. Judging from this, it looks like this house has had a little porch, because you can see the cement, and then there's old square nails sticking out up the top there. Wow folks, this has been amazing. I've just loved seeing this. Whoa! Check out that, there's actually an old gutter there, so the porch must have had a rowan on it. Oh, and look, all the daffodils are coming out. Up in the glens here, the daffodils are actually further behind than what you get down at the lower lands in Scotland. But it's cool to see them still coming out. Those daffodils were probably planted from the former farmer that lived in this house. Anyway folks, that's been a short one, but we've had a walk around a wee farm croft, regardless of the extreme weather conditions that we're dealing with. If you want to see where I go next in the video, tune in again soon, and I'll be back with another adventure.